Back in the old Wi-Fi era, there was a lot of discussion about if Min Min would be good offline or if she was just a carried Wi-Fi character. Many people believe that while she was performing well in an online environment, being able to parry and react to her arms would make her a much worse character. Now, of course, the players that made Min Min thought that she would be better for sure offline, me included, as everyone thinks the character that they made is better offline, but it's up to us to prove it. After about a month of offline events happening around the world, we've seen plenty of Min Min players having a lot of tournament success. Of course, there's Proto Banham's infamous run winning Kagari before while having a crazy bracket run, beating Sigma, T Pac-Man, Shuton, Yoshidora, and even Zachary twice. Though he did go as patent to Lucina in some of the sets to secure the win in that event. Then, locally, there's been a good amount of Min Min players having success in a lot of regions. Deluxe Menu's been doing well in Texas, Justice in the PNW area, Min Main just debuted in SoCal and did pretty well. I think got top 5 at their offline event. Min Main's only 15, a youngin'. And of course, the Buzz is doing well in Tri-State, but the Buzz would do well on anyone, so I don't really know how much we can use that as data. I'm doing pretty well. I've won a couple events in MDVA in my region, so we are doing pretty well offline. But like, what's the difference between offline Min Min and online Min Min, right? Because to most people, it probably just looks like we're doing the same exact thing offline as we were online, and just mashing the arms, throwing the smash attacks out, and being successful. But interestingly enough, it's actually pretty hard to describe because there are a few different styles of the way people play Min Min, and I know it all looks the same to most people. But for example, if you watch like the Buzz or like Min Main, you'll see like a lot of horizontal spacing, and they actually do throw out a lot of arm attacks. Like forward wise, they use the ram to space, the megawatt tilt attacks to space. But Proto, you'll see he'll use like a lot of movement and like uses ram a ton. So he's throwing the arm and angling the ram up. And he's also really aggressive, likes to go off stage. So it's pretty hard to describe like for each type of playstyle what's different. I know for me personally, I use a lot of like empty movement from the just like the pressure of the arms alone to create like opportunities in neutral. So, and I like using Nair. Like, I love using Nair. If you ever watch me, Nair's probably my most used move. It's just really good anti-air, controls the angle that a lot of Min Min's weaknesses come from. That angle, that 45-degree angle right like diagonally above her can be pretty rough. So I like using Nair a lot and just to control that space. Also does a lot of damage, has a lot of different kill confirms and things. So that's just how I like to play her. So for me offline, if I would say there are a few differences we're looking for, it's that I can react to seeing jumps in neutral rather than just like anticipating it and going, all right, well, I'm just gonna go out and do full hop Nair, and if they jump, then it works out, and if they don't, then I have to figure out how to land, you know. It's also like significantly easier to two frame. Like, I'm two framing with Dragon, I'm two framing with Ram, I'm two framing with Megawatt. Like, it's kind of crazy. But also it was pretty easy online. It's just significantly easier offline. So you can land I land a lot of stock kills at around like 50% because I play against like Fox and Wolf very often. So it's cool to see that. It's also way easier to ledge trap. Like, you can just react. You don't have to anticipate like what they're gonna do. You can react to ledge jump and you can cover the options. So sometimes Min Min players are taking stocks off of putting people on the ledge one time. But there were definitely some strengths of online play as well. Like, none of her moves are getting parried online. Who's parrying online? Unless you're like super obvious what you're gonna do. But because of that, like, you could do like Megawatt Nair just at 0 just because, and if it hits, then you do 50% or kill them, and if it doesn't hit, then you know they shielded it and it was safe. So no really parrying to worry about, and people were just getting hit by like random stuff. Like people would just do like megawatt smash in neutral, and it would just hit because they might have tried to do dash shield, but the shield didn't come up in time because Wi-Fi, and things like that don't really happen offline. But just because things are better for Min players offline doesn't mean they aren't better for the people playing against her. One big thing is edge guarding. It was much harder online for the opponent to properly position themselves and like hit Min out of her tether, or just like put their bodies between her and the stage. But now she gets edge guarded a lot more. Another huge thing is ledge trapping. As I mentioned before, like it's much easier for Min to ledge trap because offline is reactionary, but that means the same for the opponent. So a lot of times Min can get stuck on the ledge for entire stocks because she doesn't necessarily have the best options to get off the ledge. Regardless of those few weaknesses, she's still a really strong character that sees a large amount of success offline at this point. I think it's really cool, personally, for me at least, to see like all the players that believed in her and that didn't just think that she was a Wi-Fi character. Seeing them be successful offline is super cool. And honestly, I don't think she'll be going anywhere. I think she is just going to be a part of the meta to stay. She will be a staple character, and just gonna have to get used to seeing her. So as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.